What's good, everybody? Dust for Kicks here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the A Ma Maniére Jordan 3s. Let's go ahead and check them out. Alright fam, so the left is going to be the retail pair that I won through raffle, I want to say it was either A Ma Maniére themselves or Social Status, same thing to me. The right is going to be the rep. That one comes from, I want to say Make Sneakers, I always butcher this, but this is their info. They were nice enough to include with their actual cool little logo, their website, their WhatsApp, their Instagram. Gonna go ahead and put this right there on the screen so you can check them out. First things first, we got the box. As you can see, the retail is definitely in better shape and the rep is a little banged up. Obviously, coming all the way from China to the US where I am, it's bound to happen. It makes sense, but it is what it is. So you can see the openings themselves are a little different, little slight peak here on the retail. You can even push it together and almost close it all together. On the rep, it is a little more space there and you can't quite close it. Another thing, and this rarely ever happens, I don't know if I've ever seen it happen before, retail is actually smaller than the rep. Usually it's swapped the other way around, but in this case, you can see, or maybe you can't see, but right here, I can put my finger here and it's hiding slightly behind the rep one right here because it is slightly taller. Coming to the tags, they both look pretty much the same. You'll see obviously this one is a little off center on the rep, then the retail is perfectly centered right there in the corner. Everything else seems to look the same. I want to say the font color here as well as the Jumpman logo on the retail is a little more tan and this is a little more of a faded yellow on the rep. Again, very close, but side by side you can kind of tell. First part of the inside of the box, once you open those big flaps, you'll see the A Ma Maniére logo. This, side by side, I can't really see anything too different other than obviously the shape of the box. But as far as the logos and the actual metallic silver goes, I can't tell anything different. Taking a look at the inside of the lids for both the boxes, it seems to be pretty much the same, pretty identical. You can see a little bit more wear, obviously, again, on the rep, but you can see that both of them look to be kind of stamped pretty much the same. I will say the indents for the A Ma Maniére logo is slightly more deep on the retail here than the rep. The rep, you can see pretty clearly, just not as clear as the retail here. As far as accessories go, retail here on the left and rep on the right, it seems to be pretty much the same identical little fabric that comes with it. Both of them come with extra sets of laces. You can see it looks to be the same color side by side. I can't see too big of a difference there. And then you also have this nice, it's kind of like that brownish purple that A Ma Maniére is known for. Both of them seem to be the same. You still got the shoelaces and the Jumpman logo embossed on there. The rep ones are actually, you can see the round there. The retail ones, for some reason, they did a different kind of folding method, but everything else seems to be pretty much the same. Next little detail we get to before the shoes, you'll notice that the retail actually came with flat white wax paper for the tissue, and then the rep actually comes with the A Ma Maniére logo all over it, like a lot of the older releases. I'm not sure why they did this. It's a quick little fix, but it is something different when seeing them side by side. Getting into the actual shoes, left being the retail, right being the rep. First thing we'll look at is the ankle colors here. Both have a nice soft suede or nubuck, same texture on both. You can see they're both that nice brownish purple, almost grayed out color that A Ma Maniére is pretty much at this point known for. You can see the holes, the indentions, or whatever you want to call it, are all the same size between both. You have the black leather on the uppers, both of them really nicely soft and tumbled all over, no smooth panels whatsoever there. Even the cuts here, when it gets down to the cut or line you call it here, both also very tumbled leather, both in just nice black. You'll see the heel pieces here. Now, this is probably something that varies because it usually does with the suede that Nike has, but a little bit hairier on the retail than the rep. Again, this is something that probably varies, and you could probably rough it up and mess it up yourself, but going off of straight out of the box, that's what it looks like. You can also see once I line them up, the heel cup right here on the rep is slightly higher than the retail. Again, this is definitely something that varies all across the board on retail and reps. So I'd kind of have to have more than just one retail and one rep to know the difference and how it varies. You'll see right here, a lot of the times threes have a nice black piece or whatever color piece, but usually it is more shiny and sheen. This on the rep and the retail is a nice matte black. That is a really cool detail there. You see the clear air bubble, the same with the white on the inside. I can't see any differences for that side by side. You have the nice yellowing here on the midsole. A lot of times reps tend to be more yellow than the retail. As you can see, they are pretty evenly matched as far as that color goes. Really, really nice. You'll go to the lace guard. I'll point it up a little bit. You can see both of them, once again, that nice purple brown colorway, a little bit grayed out. And then you have the indentions, the holes all over it. Checking out the lateral toe box, this time rep on the left, retail on right. You'll see it looks to be pretty much the same cut. Retail might have slightly more leather up here before the suede little part right here. But again, not a very big difference at all, even side by side. The suede might be slightly darker here on the rep than the retail, but again, that's something you can kind of mess up and stuff as you deteriorate and fuzz up the suede. But as far as the actual shape, they both look to be pretty much the same spot on. Outsoles, top retail, bottom rep. You notice that it seems to be the exact same kind of color here. It is like a grayish brown, and then you got that brownish purple for the little hits here, as well as the Nike logo hits. And then you have that nice yellowed bottom here. The colors seem to be pretty well matched. Same goes for the amount of stars and the design. So everything on the mold looks pretty nice here. Nothing you can really point out as far as variation between the two. Moving up to the toe box, you'll have the retail on the right, the rep on the left. As far as the cut goes, everything does seem to be the same from distance here to the toe box. Same pebbled black leather. I will say the tongue on the rep is a bit poofier here, you can see pushing in, than the retail. Not sure if that's just to make it more comfy or something like that, but I have seen that happen in the past with rep versus retail. You have the black laces by default. I did switch the shoe for the rep just so you can see the same on the tongue right here, because the other one has the Jumpman logo. This one has the A Ma Maniére A logo. You'll see both of them seem to be pretty much the same black embroidery. Maybe a little cleaner on the rep here on the left than the retail on the right. It seems to be slightly more messy. But as far as the actual tongue goes, it has that nice suede or nubuck for the tongue in kind of a pebbled brown purple colorway. Coming to the inside of the shoe, the left being the retail, the right being the rep. You'll notice that the padding for the satin sock liner, both really nice. However, the rep is slightly more padded. You can see the padding for the tongue is slightly more padded on the rep than the retail. Again, unless side by side, kind of hard to tell. They do both have that nice A Ma Maniére fabric back there with the logo all over. If you look on the inside, you can also see that the insoles both have the A Ma Maniére logo all over it. Really hard to see, but if you flip the back side of it, the right being the retail, the left being the rep, both of them say do something about it, quoted right there in like a silver metallic. Both shoes of both pairs have this as well. Some of the older ones had it changed. Quote, this happens to be the exact same across the board. Coming over to the back side, the left being the retail, the right being the rep. The rep seems to be slightly taller towards the back here than the retail. Again, unless side by side, kind of hard to call that out and point it. The heel tabs, the black and everything looks the same. The yellow looks the same as far as the Nike logo, the swoosh in the air. Just once again, you have a little bit more space for the heel counter suede than here on the retail. It is a smaller gap. Again, this is something that definitely varies all across the board. So unless I had more retail and reps of these, it is hard to tell if that's something there. Then you can see the black piece right here for that midsole. It's just a straight, clean, matte black and not shiny like we're kind of used to seeing at this point. Medial side to finish this off, you have the left being the rep, the right being the retail. Once again, just like the lateral side, pretty much everything is matching up pretty well here. We have the purplish brown kind of suede or nubuck here for the ankle collar with all the little indentions. You have that also right here on the lace guard. You have the little black parts that hold the laces in. I'm not sure what those are actually called or if that's just considered the lace guard as well. Both nice matte black, just like this piece right here, which is something really cool in my opinion that they changed. Most of the time we see it being kind of shiny and sheen and very easy to tell and see. This is more of a matte black, which is really nice little switch up. You have the black leather all here, both soft and tumbled, not smooth whatsoever. That matte black for the midsole turns into a nice cream yellow. You'll see side by side, seems to be the same yellow. A lot of the reps tend to be more yellow than retail. That is not the case here. You have the nice clean air bubble, both in clear and then white behind it. You have the little piece of the outsole right here, that grayish brown color, kind of hard to tell. You have the nice suede heel counters right here is what I call them. Again, the retail, at least on this pair specifically, is more roughed up than the rep one here. Again, that is something you can definitely just take a suede brush or whatever to kind of mess it up and kind of get it to this same texture. But right out of the box, it is slightly more hairy. Last thing I want to highlight is the toe box angle for the medial side. Left being the retail, right being the rep. You'll see that the shape looks to be pretty much similar. The cuts and everything look pretty solid compared to each other. The toe box might have a little bit more black here on the retail than the rep, but that might be kind of really scrutinizing it because you never know. The suede looks to be the same cut. It ends and kind of goes the same, maybe slightly longer here on the rep than the retail as far as where it cuts off, but I've definitely seen variation of this all across the board for threes, reps, and retail. And then again, like I said, on all the suede parts, it is a little more rough here on the retail than the rep, but you could always use a brush to mess that up if that's really what you want to go for. All right, so as far as 2024 goes, these are definitely one of the more hyped up pairs out there. Now retail, I think I paid almost $300 with shipping from maybe A Ma Maniére or one of the raffle places to get it straight from there to here. It's a pretty high retail price with shipping and fees and all that fun stuff. Resale is not too crazy, still a little high, but nothing wild like the first three that A Ma Maniére dropped, the white version of this. I think these are a really nice pair. This is the rep one, obviously. The suede mixed with the leather, mixed with that pretty much coveted at this point, purplish brown A Ma Maniére colorway. Then the yellowed outsole, the Nike Air yellow hit on the back. There's all kinds of little details like the tongue, you see right there, the A Ma Maniére A, the sock liner, the writing on the back, It's really hard to kind of show you on camera, but it is just really, really nice, dope, kind of, I don't want to say monochromatic, but a simplistic Jordan 3 that has enough detail to make it pop and be its own thing, not just a regular Jordan 3 you see sitting on the shelf, but something that isn't like a huge pop of color that people like me, I wear some color, but I do like to wear my neutral tones, my whites, black, monochromatic, earth tones, and stuff like that as well. So this is definitely something I can see myself rocking pretty much on a weekly basis. All right, guys, just like always, I really appreciate you coming over the channel and hanging out for a bit. Till next time, I'm Just for Kicks. Peace.